we've got many in that, what do we call it?
Commissioners meeting. It is Monday, August 5th, 2024. The time is 9:01. Everybody could please stand for the pledge. With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey, can you call the roll, please? Yes. Ms. Tenray. Here. Ms. Reagan.
Present.
King. Here. Strickland. Next, we have public hearing for the transfer of land for 115 South Albany Street in Selma, Indiana. Have anybody here to speak for or against it? If not, entertain a motion to close the public hearing. So moved. Second. Have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Ed, can you call the roll, please? Mr. Henry. Yes. Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King. Yes. Next, we'll move to table business. We still have ordinance number 2024-011, ordinance rescinding resolution number 2007-006 and creating a credit card use policy for the county employees and public officials. I'd like to leave both those tabled.
I believe there's gonna be a meeting with some people on Wednesday, 4:30.
The ordinance 11 and 12.
Yes.
You wanna keep both of those?
Thank you.
Next, we'll move to the approval of minutes, commissioners meeting for July 22nd, 2024.
So moved.
Second. That motion is second. Ed, can you call the roll, please? Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry. Yes. Mr. King. I'm gonna abstain since I was not at that meeting. Next, we're gonna go to presentations, contracts, and agreements for approval. Subdivision, Ashton Land Surveyor. Morning.
Good morning. My name is Kathy and I'm from Ashton Land Surveyor. This is in connection to a 2-lot subdivision that we're doing, dividing a house with a little acreage and then the remaining couple acres in the back. The property started out as a 7-acre parcel. It's at 5521 South Burlington Drive, and what we're doing is dedicating the road right of way. We have received plat committee approval, so all we're doing now is dedicating the Burlington Drive road right of way.
What's the pleasure of the commissioner? Make a motion we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please? Mr. Henry. Yes. Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King. Yes. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Next, we have project coordination contract. Angie?
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a standard boilerplate contract with NDOT. This is for Bridge 161, where we replace the old Smithfield Bridge. This is just extending the contract date to continue receiving reimbursement for the mitigation monitoring. I just need your approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for approval. Ed, can you call the roll, please? Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry. Yes. Mr. King. Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to tattoo and piercing partner agreement. Mr. Bain.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jamie Bain, Health Department Administrator. You have 3 agreements there from my department. As you know, any of the agreements we enter into using the new Health First Indiana money has to be publicized prior to entering into the agreement. So the first one there is a tattoo and piercing partner agreement. Our department is hosting training for other local health departments and state staff on how to conduct tattoo and piercing establishment inspections. We've held, I believe, 5 or 6 so far, and we're looking at a partnership with different tattoo facilities to allow us use of their business, basically. So far, we've been doing a classroom. It's around 90 minutes, I think, a classroom instruction, and then going to an establishment to go over like the real world active inspecting. This is being done kind of in partnership with the state. The state has not traditionally had anybody who's an expert in tattoo inspection. Our inspector has over, I believe it's probably 20, 30 years of tattoo experience, so it's been very well received by other health departments. Would you like me to move on and go ahead and cover the other?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and just cover the next one is, the partnership with Yorktown Community Schools, and then the other one's with, Delaware County Tobacco Free Coalition. So if you want to go ahead and.
So the partnership with Yorktown Schools is being done as kind of a pilot for our county. We're looking at partnering with Yorktown Schools and a nonprofit entity called the MCOR Foundation out of Ohio. They do EKG and ECG screenings of student athletes looking for heart issues. For the cost of $79, they do a screening that I'm told if you were to go to your doctor and request, it was going to run roughly $1,200 to $1,300. Yorktown has agreed to host our first event with MCOR, where we'll have them in on most likely 2 days in a row, one day at the high school, one day at the middle school. Parents can pre-register their kids, and we're looking at our department covering $60 of that cost, passing on $19 to the parents. If it's well received and we see that there's a demand, we'll be opening that up to other school corporations as well to try to get MCOR in to do those screenings for them. The results are all provided to the foundation has a pediatric cardiologist that reviews everything, passes on a report. All the information is provided to the parents so they can take it on to their primary care physician as well.
So any student, the parents could bring any child.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the student athletes.
That's correct. We're trying to open it to anyone basically 12 to 18 years of age is our target population. Yeah, the athletes tend to be the primary, individuals that are looked at, but it's open to any student.
Yeah. So, how long do you think it might be until we would expand that to other schools?
We are hoping to have this scheduled for late September, early October. I think once we see how it all works to make sure we've got the kinks worked out, we would be in contact with other schools to assess their interest on it.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
And the last one, Tobacco Free Coalition. We've tried to step back into the arena of tobacco free, trying to address vaping and tobacco use. As you guys know, our local ordinance as well as the state ordinance have made a big impact on tobacco use and vaping. However, there's still a lot of work left to be done. So we're trying to partner with them again, provide funding for some bus advertising, one of their peer-to-peer programs, and a alternative to suspension program that they have with Muncie schools that's centered on vaping. And I believe it's kind of in the pilot phase as well. It's something that if it's successful there, could be offered up to other school corporations as well.
Yes, I've been told that years ago they would just send the student home. Well, now they're going to a room where they're getting educated on why they should stop vaping, and it really has made a difference. So that's good news. So
I make a motion, we approve all three agreements.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Ms. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thanks, Jamie.
Next, we have the Cowan warranty deed. Ms. Grubel.
The last time you guys were here, there was another Cowan warranty deed. Apparently there were two. The neighboring property right next to the school also was part of this, and we didn't realize there were two that came in that packet. So this is just the second one to complete that phase for the project to work on those sidewalks.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for approval. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Ms. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to resolutions for approval. Resolution number 2024-016. Resolution of Delaware County Board of Commissioners identifying a certain property to be transferred to a nonprofit entity pursuant to Indiana Code 36-1-11-5.6.
Move to approve.
And this is the property at 115 South Albany Street. Yes. I'll second it. Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
King.
Yes. Do we have anything from any department heads or elected officials?
Is this the time I'm supposed to go? Okay, thank
You're
you.
perfect.
I'm Claire Burt, the director of the Delaware County Soil and Water Conservation District, and we're holding our annual tree sale. We have trees, shrubs, perennials, and a wildflower mix that are all native to this area. We'll be accepting orders with payment now until September 6th, and orders can be picked up September 26th and 27th. And I'll leave brochures outside and at the extension office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? We'll move on to payment of claims in the amount of $2,966,289.89. Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion to approve and a second. Ed, call the roll,
Henry.
please. Yes.
Ms. Reagan,
Yes.
King.
Yes. Next, we have payment of ARP claims in the amount of $747,510.13.
So move.
Second. A motion is second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Ms. Henry,
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes. Next, we have payment of payroll for 7/17/2024 in the amount of $991,306.64.
So move.
Second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Henry,
Yes.
Ms. Reagan,
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes. Next, we have payment of payroll for 7/31/2024 in the amount of $995,255.87.
Likewise.
Second. A motion is second. Ed, can you please call the roll?
Ms. Henry,
Yes.
Ms. Reagan,
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes. Now we'll go to public comments. We have Charlie Bill from Farmington Meadows.
My name is Charles Beal. I'm president of Farmington Meadows Association. I reside at 3400 West Reagan, Unit 35. And we're here to try to get the access or the ownership of Reagan Road right away on the south of our addition. And we'll take care of it. We're not for profit, and I've got it right here. It's our covenants. And we'll maintain the property and take care of it. And we understand there'll be a real estate tax, and that's fine. We're fine with that. We'll take care of the paperwork, get everything completed, and we plan on using Indiana Title to complete the paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Mr. Brooks has been working on this. Danielle, I don't know if he filled you in on any of this. We've been working on some emails and been going back and forth, and it's come to my attention that at one time we were going to maybe have each landowner accept it, but he's saying that we should just do it as Farmington Meadows.
So there's been a lot of communication on this property. When I started working on it, the request came in, we started looking into it as Mr. Beal's request. They got an attorney. I sent that attorney the information for all the surrounding property owners, and when we talked to you guys, we said we need to know if the property owners surrounding this property would have any objection to it, and we'd like to see that they're all in agreement before we have them come and start moving forward with something. We've never heard anything from that attorney since we sent that letter. John and I got an email from a realtor last week or the week before indicating that now potentially every property owner that abuts to that parcel has an interest in their section of it. So it doesn't sound like everyone's on the same page. I don't know who is interested in what piece of that property. So I guess when we have a public hearing, we will find out, but I know there are multiple property owners that have reached out to us saying they're interested in
their piece of the puzzle.
They would rather have it than the association.
I'm Julie Baring. I sent that email, and what we were saying in the email is that the individual people don't want to take it individually. We want to take it as Farmington Meadows Homeowners Association, and it actually only abuts another right-of-way that was already given to the homing addition south of that. So if you want to see, here is.
And how many homeowners are we talking about?
11.
What they'd like to do is just keep it in that. They will maintain it as a association. It's right there.
I might add that we've been mowing it and taking care of it for 25 years, either me personally or Farmington Meadows.
Right.
And the county gets no tax dollars, so if you give it to us, then you're gonna get tax dollars. And we don't have a problem with that.
And we just want to get it into the association because that would be the easiest, and then all of the homeowners will be responsible for it in the entire addition.
So is that,
We'll have to have public hearing and everything.
when is the public hearing? We haven't
There
set
hasn't
it.
been one set because no one had come to you guys to make an actual request yet,
So is this good enough for it then?
or a request.
So you guys can set up the public hearing, we can have it at the next meeting or
Well,
the one in September,
It'll probably be 2 meetings from now.
the one in September.
because of advertising.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Next, we have Garrett Conway.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Garrett Conway. I know that I've been here to speak with y'all before. I maybe should have spoken at the elected officials portion, but I'm here on behalf of OCRA. It's the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs.
Oh,
I make my rounds around my 16 counties, try to get to all my commissioners and elected officials and nonprofits that I work with. But I'm here to discuss a program that we're running called the Building Socially Connected Communities Program. It's a granting program. U.S. Surgeon General came out with an advisory report on loneliness in our communities. Essentially found that every other adult in America, 1 in 2, is facing some form of loneliness in their life, and the health impact of that is the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It has impacts on our heart, our lungs, our brain. So we have a pot of state funding that we're using as a grant program to fund programs and projects that seek to alleviate loneliness in our communities. Specifically, our office is looking at the older populations, retirees. How do we get them out and about? How do we get them sort of in communication with one another, in communication with people in their community? I have some papers here. It's just sort of some information on the program. I think the submission date is September 12th. But there is a sort of a prerequisite meeting that will have to be had between me and the applicants. Eligible applicants, use of government, nonprofits, community groups. It being state funding, there are a lot less barriers to entry than a federal program. If you've worked with CDBG before, you know how complex the federal granting program is. So these are state funds. It's a lot easier to work with. And I can give you guys these flyers after the fact, but just here for that. I'm also here just as the OCRA official for this region to answer any questions or just sort of make that connection to y'all. I can give these to y'all in a second, but point of personal privilege, aside from the OCRA business, I do have a question. I live out in the county. I live at 200 West out in the south part in Monroe Township. Is there an ordinance in the books about distance, like for vision, that corn can be planted at an intersection where cross traffic doesn't stop?
well, Mr. Humbert's back there.
I don't think there's actually an ordinance.
Okay.
I checked into it, but I need the information where it's at, I'll go with farmer and get it back.
Okay, cool.
That's usually what I do.
Okay, alright, that's all I had. I'll give these flyers to y'all now, but is there any questions for me for the program or for the office? Alright, cool.
You've been in this job quite a few years now, haven't you?
Yeah, 2 years on the 15th.
Years.
So there's a stigma around the office, I guess, my position, but
Thank you. You have another copy of that? Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah.
If you got some time after me, let's speak about this. Well, we have nothing else. Nobody else signed up, so I entertain a motion to recess.
So move.
Second. Have a motion second. Ed, call the roll, please.
Reagan,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Kane.
Yes. Go to recess.